Hey guys, how is everything with plans and preparation? Coming to study in the UK, no be small thing, no. I know it's a big deal and it could be really cumbersome whether you've newly arrived or you're still in the planning stage. But anyway, not to worry too much. That is why we are here. So today, are you considering Luton? And this is coming from popular demand. There's some of us here who are not here in the UK. I mean, like some of us on this channel who come on here to interact and gain information. We've been throwing questions here and there regarding Luton. So I'm like, oh, okay, we've heard so much about this Luton. Let us share this information. So if you're looking at coming to Luton, if your institution is located in Luton, or you're considering to stay in Luton given that your institution is commutable from Luton, then this video will give you a head start, as today we're going to be discussing the cost of living in Luton. But before we dive in, the background fact is that Luton is a borough in Bedfordshire, and in there does live the University of Bedfordshire. Is it the University of Bedfordshire? No, Bedfordshire University, University of Bedfordshire, okay, and Banfield College. So we will be discussing the cost of accommodation there in Luton, travel, bills, and some other expenses you should anticipate if you intend to stay or study in Luton. To put it on a general perspective, rentals there averagely ranges between £121 to about £190, so you're likely to get it cheaper or a little bit more, but usually it is hugely dependent on the type of accommodation you are going for, which we'll also touch upon in this video. Now, the types of accommodation you're very likely to find as a student there in Luton are: 1. Shared room, private rooms, studios, and general apartments. So speaking of shared rooms here, so what comes with a shared room is a shared kitchen, living, and washroom space. So in the shared room, you have a bed space in a room, but you're going to be sharing the kitchen, the bathroom, and probably one sitting room with other people. So usually you could contact a housing agency for a shared room. What you're going to be getting is a bed space, then you're going to have to share the kitchen and the bathroom with other people. Now the next type, which is the private rooms. What comes with the private rooms is your own private room and your private personal bathroom. So you have, it's more like a self-contained, but it's just a bathroom in there, but you're still going to have to share the kitchen and the living area with other people. Could be fellow students because it's mainly a student area, or probably some other young working professionals like you. Then the next type of accommodation is the studio apartment. With the studio apartment comes your personal, it's more like it's a mini apartment that has everything in it. It has your kitchen in there, your bathroom in there, and your personal storage space. So you just have everything in one box like that, just suited to your needs. And then lastly, the full apartment. This kind of apartment is best suited for people who are coming as a family. So if you're coming probably say on a postgraduate level and you do have children and a partner, this type of apartment is best for you guys. And certainly you might not really need to worry too much about affordability, as over there in Luton is quite affordable compared to some other parts of England. And if you are coming with a partner, your partner is allowed to work full-time, so you'll be good in terms of handling utilities. So now coming to expenses, given the kinds of accommodation I've mentioned, you are likely to find the weekly rents of all of this accommodation ranging between £120 to about £190 a week, depending on the kind of accommodation you decide to choose of all of the aforementioned ones. Then when it comes to other basic expenses in terms of laundry, washing your clothes and stuff, that really will not cost much because primarily you're paying for electricity already anyway. So generally houses in this UK, especially rented apartments, usually come fitted with most of these things. So you already have a washing machine there. You do not need to buy a washing machine. So provided you're paying your utility bills already, you just get your clothes probably once in a week. Yeah, by the weekends, put in your clothes for washing and add detergent, and that's it. So with about £5, you should be good. £5 to £10 thereabout, you should be good on laundry expenses. And when it comes to phone bills, it can be quite affordable because primarily here in the UK we work with the Wi-Fi. So if you're living in an apartment, it's a given that there is a Wi-Fi there already. So if it's a shared apartment, you could just ask the landlord what the Wi-Fi password is, and because they get to pay for the password, I think about £20 or £21 depending, because they have TalkTalk, they have some of these internet providers. So once they've paid that £20, it runs for the entire month, no matter how many people are logged on to using the Wi-Fi in the apartment. It doesn't matter. So you really aren't spending on internet. And then for your phone, in case you need to make calls, you might want to limit your calls for now to probably maybe within the UK, if at all. I'll just say cut it completely down to WhatsApp. So when you have WhatsApp calls, say you need to talk to your family members, abroad, that's back home. Once you have your WhatsApp, you're connected to your Wi-Fi already, so you do not have to buy phone data at all. Just have the Wi-Fi. Apart from the Wi-Fi in your apartment, you can also log on to the school Wi-Fi where you are. So for your school work, for every other thing, you have free Wi-Fi everywhere, so you really aren't spending anything on your telephone. Coming down to travel, if where you stay is not trackable or commutable to the school you attend or your workplace or any other place you need to go to, and you need to take the public transportation, there is public transportation there. The panel place here near the city center. So this panel place serves as the main bus terminal for buses there in Luton, and services are in operation 24 hours with over 100 buses commuting passengers, students and locals alike all day, every day. Then coming down to travel costs, once you have registered full-time as a student, you should be able to access certain student benefits. You should make inquiry as to what student discounts you can get. You could inquire right there in the area. Ask them, don't feel shy. Look, open your mouth and ask questions. When you go to the shop, ask them, I'm a student and this is my ID. Do student discount apply to this? If it's a bus, I'm a student, this is my ID. Is there any discount for students? So for everything, for most things, they're usually student discount. So always do not miss out. Ask these questions if there are student discounts applicable to whatever it is you're just about to pay for. And in a nutshell, if you do not travel too much, with about £10 in a week, that should cover your travel cost. Then when it comes to food here, there in Luton, there's several grocery stores. So there is the Asda, which I believe is everywhere in the UK. There is the Tesco's. So these are local shops here in England that have locally sourced food. Hence, they happen to be cheaper than the ones that are imported. So when you go to the stores, say Asda for example, say Tesco's, when you're shopping, shop for the items produced by the store. If you're using Asda for example, there is the cheapest of their products. It's called Asda Essentials. So if other things, say spaghetti for example, if other spaghettis are going for about say £1.50 or £2, the Asda Essentials for example is just 20 pence. You can imagine how much money you're saving. So this is how you can really cut down on expenses. When you go to the store, look out for the items produced by the shop, by the name of the shop, and check the prices. Check for the cheapest of the ones they have on there. As a matter of fact, the quality is the same thing. The primary difference is probably these ones are locally sourced and these other ones are imported. So given tax duties and all of that, that's just what made them more expensive. So these are ways you can cut down on cost. And with about £20, if you do not do much takeout, if you cook in the house, cook the basic foods, the rice, the beans, the oats, the porridge, the bread is very cheap here, you'll be good. Then with utilities, in terms of gas, electricity and stuff, depending on the kind of accommodation you go for, if it is the shared one, some apartments come some apartments come with everything inclusive. So whatever it is they're charging you includes the utilities as well. So have that in mind. So when they're charging you for whatever accommodation you're going for, you ask them, is it all inclusive? So you know that you don't have to pay for extra, maybe light, electricity bill every week. Probably if you're going to have to pay for that, that might cost you maybe 10 or 20 pounds every week. So check all of that as well when choosing an accommodation. It will be best if you're able to find accommodation. There are accommodations that it's all inclusive, utilities and all. So once you pay the rent, that's it. Okay. All right. And just as a bonus tip, let me just tell you some areas based on student feedback that they have reported to be friendly. So the areas are Chapel Street, there in Luton, Hatbox and Upto Park House. And the reasons why students have chosen this area is because it is quite central in terms of proximity, where they can shop and buy things, as well as the university. I'm talking about the proximity to the town center and the university. Do you stay in Luton already? Let us know what you know about Luton. If you're looking to arrive Luton, let us also know in the comment section what your concerns are, what your questions are. I will definitely be here to answer you. I'll see you in the next video.